everyone. I'm Portia Curry, pronouns she, her, and hers, and director of the UC San Diego Black Research Center. I would first like to note that this session is being recorded, so just want to share that with you all in case there's any concern about that, at the beginning end. So with that, I will go ahead and get started. So again, I am director of the UC San Diego Black Resource Center. I'm also an alumnus of UC San Diego, so I'm so excited to welcome you all to this session where we're going to talk about the BRC, as we affectionately call it, and other opportunities and resources that are available to our students on our campus, specifically our Black student population. So of course, first I'm going to go into the BRC. And our students consider the Black Resource Center a home away from home at UC San Diego. The first image that you're seeing on the page is a mural that we have up in our center. As soon as you walk into the center, and right now no one's walking into the center, unfortunately, but at some point we will open again and you can walk in and see this mural in our front lobby area. And this is so important to us because it really exemplifies one of the most important tenets of our center is that regardless of who you are, how you show up in your Blackness, the BRC is a home for you, right? We're going to be here to welcome you, to create space for you, to ensure that you have the resources that you need, you have the support of people who care about you, almost like Cheers, someone where everybody knows your name. It may be cheesy, but our students really, I think, appreciate the fact that we have a space where there's folks who are looking out for the experience of Black students on our campus. So I've told you a little bit about myself. Tay Richardson is our assistant director. They are an East Coast native and super excited about the work that we're doing at the Black Resource Center, and they are responsible for all of the programming that we have at our center. We also have interns who work for our center on a yearly basis. On a yearly basis, we hire 6 interns for as undergraduate students, and they can come in as first year incoming students or transfer students. And they are there to support the work of the center, as well as do programming for our students and really help close the gap in our services and support of students. I tell them, you all are students, you are tapped into the student experience. So we really want you to be thoughtful about what the gaps are, what are some events and some programs and some services that our students would love to see, and maybe they're just not being provided at this time. So our students have the opportunity to be really creative and really thoughtful about not only academic, community centered, and also social and leadership focused programs for our students on our campus. We also have a graduate student programming community intern, as well as another graduate student who is responsible for our peer guidance program, which I'll tell you about later. So our BRC physical space, this is probably one of the assets that we have in our center that people think is the most valuable, and that's a space where you can walk in, see other people who look like you, maybe connect with folks, get a hug. During traditional times, we have reservable space for you to be able to have a meeting. We have computers that you can use, and whether it's for your own personal needs or you're doing some schoolwork. We have a study and prayer room that can be utilized or reserved. And then it's just a space for students to be and hang out and breathe and really feel like you can be yourself and also be on the campus of UC San Diego. So some of the pictures that we have here on the top right is of our family room or living room. When you come into the center, it's usually where everybody's hanging out. It could be very quiet because people are studying, or it can be extremely loud and obnoxious, but in the best way. Sometimes they call it a brave space because students can be in there shooting the dozens or clowning each other and having fun, really supporting each other, talking about issues that impact us as a community. So it could really be any type of mood on any given day. We also have music that's always playing in our center. We used to have the small beatbox, but now we have speakers throughout the center, and Our students have access to the iPad all throughout the day, so you can come in and change the music to reflect the mood that you might be in or the mood that the community's in, or maybe everyone's in a mood and you want to make everyone feel better. You can come in and change the music, and it can be anything from hip hop and R&B to country to Afro beats, really anything. Really, I think also signifying that our community is not homogenous, we're very diverse, and we want folks to feel that way when they come into the center as well. We have a private balcony for our space where you can sit outside, have your lunch, have a small meeting, as well as a kitchenette where there's a refrigerator, a microwave, a sink and cabinets where we have condiments and snacks and things that you can use or take on your day. There's also an area where we have a passive resource area where, let's say that you have an exam or you're writing a paper. We have free blue books and scantrons that you can pick up on any given day, just to make sure that there aren't any obstacles or barriers to student success. We want to make sure that if you've done all the work to be academically successful, there are no small barriers in your way. And if you can save $1 picking up a few scantrons in a blue book, then we definitely want to support you in that way. Here are some of the programs that we do in the Black Resource Center. Like I mentioned, we do large scale programs, and we also have smaller programs that we and our interns put on. So it could be anywhere from time management to building Black businesses. We also had a program called The Shop at the BRC. That was encouraging a lot of our students who are also entrepreneurs to come and talk about their businesses, and if they sell items, to sell them there to our student community. We have a number of collectives on our campus, the Black Geek Collective. We have Black Friday, which is a space where we can come and talk about different topics that have to do with the Black community. And then we have fun programs like Rewind. And one of the Rewind series that we did was around Pose. And I know that this year, Tay, our assistant director, has been talking about doing Lovecraft Country. So we try to be really mindful of shows that are definitely pertinent to the Black community, but that students are excited about seeing. And we understand that some students don't have access to HBO or HBO Max or Go. So if we can get that resource to you all and ensure that you all are able to watch whatever shows you're interested in, and then we can have a discussion to fuel that, fuel learning and academic opportunities, then we're extremely happy to do that. So our Black Resource Center Success Series, this actually includes 2 different programs, which is our Black Student Success Institute, which happens welcome week of each year, and then our mid-year mixer, which happens winter quarter week 5, literally in the middle of the academic year. And these 2 programs work together to really support our students' academic success and ensure that not only do you have the resources to be academically successful, but you have the resources to be able to be well adjusted and transition well to our university environment. We have a number of different resource panels at each event where we ensure that our students are introduced and can get to know folks who have proven themselves to be great advocates and resources to our Black students on campus. We also want to make sure that students are aware of a number of the different resources and opportunities that are available to them, and in a timely manner. There's nothing worse than when our students find out about a scholarship or a study abroad opportunity or research opportunity and find out that the application is due this week or even last week, and they didn't even have an opportunity to prepare. So we want to make sure that students know about these great opportunities in a timely manner so that you can apply or make plans to apply whenever it works best for your schedule. Peer guidance program. So this is one of our really exciting programs, as it provides a mentorship opportunity for our incoming students. For both first year and transfer students can join us in the peer guidance program. And it's designed to aid in the academic, social, and cultural adjustment of incoming Black students to life at UC San Diego. So all of our students are paired with a continuing Black student. They're able to pretty much get led through that first academic year on campus in terms of academics and figuring out what classes should I be taking, how do I access academic advising, but also where are the best parties happening? What student organizations should I join? What about intramural sports and social activities, different student organizations? We want to make sure that our students, again, have access to all of the information that they need to be successful and really have a good college experience. One thing I think that is really important to us at the Black Resource Center is not only that you walk across that stage and you're able to have your degree, but that you said, I enjoyed myself. This was fun. It was lit, as the kids say. And we were able to have a good time. So that's really important to us at the BRC, and through the peer guidance program, we ensure that all of our first year students are guided through that first year and can say by the end of the first year, not only did I have a good time, was I academically successful, but I'm also prepared to be successful in my second year. Black graduation ceremony. So this is really the culmination of our academic year as a Black community. Not only is it a celebration for our students, but also the families. You may or may not know yet, any student who graduates, there was someone who was there in their corner, helping to support them, pushing them ahead through the whole time. So whether it's friends, families, guardians, we make space for everyone to be able to come, be at Black graduation and celebrate this accomplishment with you. So we're hoping that one day it's going to be you crossing that stage, and we are so excited and look forward to that day. Community programming. This is, I think, one of our students' most exciting elements of the work that we do at the Black Resource Center, in that we partner with the other Black centers at universities across San Diego. So University of San Diego and San Diego State, we've worked and partnered with them to create these really fun collegiate activities where Black students across the city can come together and enjoy this time together. So two of the events that we did 2 years ago when Black Panther opened, opening night, we rented out a movie theater and we split the cost with the other universities, and we took all of our students free of charge to see Black Panther. And that was just an extremely exciting opportunity. Not only was it this groundbreaking film for our community, our students were able to be there together as Black students and really be excited and enjoy this opportunity together. And then last year, we rented out a local skating rink. And again, all of the Black students in the city came together and were able to just have a good time together. We brought our own DJ, so we've had our own playlist, and it was just a fun opportunity for students to let their hair down, and just enjoy being Black and being young, being in college, and having this opportunity to celebrate ourselves together. So I definitely, while these organizations aren't a part of the Black Resource Center, we work in collaboration with them and we support them and to ensure that our students have a really comprehensive and full experience on campus. So these are some of our student organizations as well as collectives. So we have NSBE, which is the National Society of Black Engineers, the Black Student Union, the African Student Association. We have highlighted here our African American Studies minor, which we are excited will soon be a major, as well as the Black Studies Project, where they do a number of different research and academically or scholarly related activities just to bring forward research and, again, the scholarly activities related to the Black and African community. And we have a number of our faculty members who are involved in those studies. And that activity or that project actually just received a $2.5 million grant from our university. So really centering Black scholarship and academics on our campus. And the NPHC, which is the National Panhellenic Council, or the Council of Black Greek Letter Organizations, or the Divine Nine. Those organizations are also accessible on our campus. Most of these organizations are actually citywide chapters. And what that means is there's one chapter in the San Diego area, and you may have seen these in other areas, but our chapters include UC San Diego, San Diego State, and University of San Diego. So all of these organizations are available at our campus, well, except for Iota Phi Theta, and that is only one organization. But even if there's not someone on or in the chapter at this time, once the organization has a rush or an opportunity for you to show interest, if you become a member of that organization, then that organization is present on our campus. And it's literally as easy as that. So that's information that you can inquire about once you come to campus, but just know that that is an opportunity for you. And then we have a number of different collectives. We have our Black Women's Collective, Black Queer Collective, Black Men's Collective, and Black Geek Collective. These are not the only opportunities we have for collectives. Really, we just try to create space for students with like identities and like experiences to be able to just be in space with each other, to answer each other's questions, to share stories, and really just support each other. Almost like any other support group before our college students, we want folks to really feel like they have a community here. So just know that if you come to campus and there's a collective that you think is missing or an identity that you feel like is not being centered or supported enough, we are happy to create space for that. Again, like I mentioned to you at the beginning of my presentation, it's extremely important to us that every Black student, regardless of how you show up, regardless of your background, that you feel validated, you feel like this space and these services are for you. So let us know if there's anything more we can do for you. So next, I actually asked one of my colleagues who we work closely with at the Black Research Center on campus to come and join us for this presentation because he knows a lot about programs for academic success as well as research opportunities. So now I'd like to welcome one of my colleagues, Andre Thompson, who is also an alumnus of UC San Diego and was a former student worker at the Black Research Center.
Yes. Thank you, Portia. Hello, everyone. My name is Andre Thompson. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm originally from Shelby, North Carolina. Like Portia was saying, I came through the BRC. I was an intern when I was a student. And now I work at Oasis. Oasis is the Office of Academic Support and Instructional Services. It's kind of similar to what you would call an EOP office at another campus, what we call it Oasis at UCSD. And in my role, I kind of do a lot of different things to support first year students. One of the things I do is I help run the Oasis learning communities. And in these communities, we have them broken up by your major and or college and cultural identity and advocacy. And so within these different groups, we basically meet each week and we have different topics geared towards getting you to understand what academic success looks like amongst each other, but also what resources and what communities to tap into while you're in your first year to maximize your time. One of the things I always make sure folks know that like no matter what school you go to is that you really have to maximize your time while you're in undergrad to make sure that you are on the path that you want to see. And a lot of times in OLCs, we have even had students go through and be like, okay, this has given me a much better aspect of what to look forward to in my second and third year. And maybe this major might not be the major I wanted to have. Maybe this other major is more interesting, but we start all that development there. You can go to the next slide. And then this research methodology training and laboratory fellowship, we call it RMTL. This is a really recent program we started coming out with. And I know a lot of students are looking into research and those possibilities at UCSD are boundless. There are many opportunities, but this one is specifically with Oasis. And it was inspired to give first generation and underrepresented students a path to biomedical careers in health sciences. And what this basically does is it gives you a full fellowship that has research experience involved, so actual lab experience that is, I think it's up to 80 hours. And often this is enough experience to help you get into other labs that you might want to have that are more specific in your field. It makes it a lot more different when you're a student who has that 80 hours of experience doing lab work, comparing yourself to another student who might not have ever had any lab work done at all. And so this is one of those research opportunities we're really excited about. And we try to make sure that we make sure students know about it up front, especially at this time, considering different campuses and different colleges. But this is really a cool opportunity because a lot of times on campus, it can get really tricky in terms of understanding what are those things that research labs are looking for. And we try to help to give that background through this fellowship for students. And yeah, next slide. Yes, and then one of the next levels of kind of enrichment we do over at Oasis is we have the Oasis Global Seminar Scholarship. And basically, what this does is it gives you money to go towards a global seminar with UCSD. And global seminars with UCSD are UCSD professors taking a group of UCSD students to other countries. This is a little different. They're a little shorter. They're about 5 to 6 weeks, depending on where you're going. And they often are happening over the summer, as opposed to other study abroad programs that might be going on during the actual academic year. So this works for students who may be involved in a lot of different opportunities and might be free over the summer, but they have an opportunity to have that summer experience. And so they go on and do this global seminars. And we have a cohort model within Oasis to give out scholarships for students to be able to go towards their trip. Um, and this can be, you can be eligible for the scholarship in a number of ways. A lot of those ways involve just being involved with Oasis. So if that's through our summer bridge program, our second year experience program, our trio support services program, Hope Scholars, and also, if you're a student staff member at Oasis, you're eligible. So getting involved with Oasis unlocks a lot of different opportunities for enrichment that might not have been there before just by, being a student there or being involved with the program.
Andre, I know that you did research as an undergraduate, but would you be willing to talk a little bit about that? Some of those opportunities that you were involved in and things that students should look out for if they decide to attend UC San Diego?
Yes. So when I was a student, I did research in a number of different ways. I would say the main one I would say is through my McNair research program, where I was able to, get paid money to do research. I'm gonna repeat that: you get paid money to do research, because I want to make sure folks know that the opportunities for research at UCSD often are paid, and do give you experiences to present at different conferences. And so for me, I did McNair, and through the summer we went to different symposiums, and in the spring as well we did different symposiums. So we were able to present our research to different folks throughout the field. So it wasn't like me just doing a project and then no one ever seeing it. It was able to be seen by different people. So there's the McNair scholarship, and that one is also in line with all of the summer research program that goes with UC San Diego. And so the summer research program has a number of different summer opportunities that are outside of McNair that can be directly related with your college. So there's like Triton Summer Scholars. There's a number of things like trails. I can't remember exactly how the acronym breaks down, but basically those research programs with trails are more independent, and they give you the opportunity to do a project that doesn't necessarily have to be under another professor's research. They would just need to sign off. And the trail scholarships can be had summer, fall, winter, or spring. And those are really important to look at in case you're interested in your specific major, you want to get paid to do some research and find out more information about it, or dive in deeper on a certain subject. Trails would be a great way to do that as well. I think other research opportunities also can be in your classwork as well. So you can take I believe they're called 198, like 198 classes. There's certain numbered classes. They're called 198 courses, and they can be attached to internships that are in the general UCSD San Diego area. So, for example, one of my fellow students, he wanted to get involved with teaching, and so he took a 198 course that allowed him to go do actual tutoring and work with middle school students in the San Diego community, but get paid to do that work and come back to campus. So there's a number of different experiential like learning ways that go towards academic credit, actually getting paid and funded to do that research. And I think overall is just understanding that UCSD is a research campus. And so it's one of those things to really look more into in your experience, no matter what your major is, there's research to be done.
Mhm. And then I just wanted to tell you all, so TRELS is TRELS, Triton Research Experiential Learning Scholarship. So that was something that Andre mentioned. I want to make sure you all can look it up and find out more information about that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Andre, for sharing that information. And Andre will still be here later on if you all have any questions. This is a good time to let you all know we are accepting questions. If you look either at the top or the bottom, it's on the top for me. It says Q&A, and there's two little boxes. You can click that and ask any questions that you have of myself or Andre during this time. We actually have a couple of our interns who are here as well. So if you have questions for our students, just put those there as well, and we'll make time for questions at the end. So moving on with our presentation. So now I want to tell you about one of our residential learning, living and learning opportunities, our African Black Diaspora Living and Learning Community, ABD-LLC, or Black Housing. This is one of the really exciting opportunities we have available to our students on our campus, because not only is it enriching for us or for students to be able to live together in a community where you can support each other, make sure everyone's going to class, but you're also able to be there with other Black students, right? So to be able to have that community affirming opportunity to live with people who share identities with you, and you all maybe attend classes together, attend programs together, and really have that really supportive environment where you're living. So here I'll be telling you more about the ABD-LLC. So just a quick overview of our supporting staff, residential life at UCSD, the culture of Six College where the ABD-LLC is housed, as well as community engagement and the housing process. So student, staff, roles, and introductions. She could not be here with us today, but Lynette Murray is one of our actually past BRC interns. I guess everyone works at the BRC at some point, but she is one of our past BRC interns, and this year she is the RA for Black Housing, or the ABD-LLC. Lynette is from Oakland, and she's just really excited and invested in ensuring that our students have a great experience in residential life. As you all know, when you come to campus and you have an opportunity to live on campus, it's definitely something that we highly suggest. If it's an option for you, just because you get to really be embedded and entrenched in the college environment. Not only does it make getting to classes easier and more seamless, you just really get to, again, gain that real college experience of being on campus, going to different events on campus, coming to the BRC, and if you decide you don't like it and you want to move off campus, you can always do that, but at least you had that opportunity first. And Lynette is really invested and excited about being able to provide this support to our Black students in the ABD-LLC community. So residential life and housing at UCSD. Those who know UC San Diego know that we have 7 colleges now, and each one of those colleges have a residential area. Um, the Sixth College has ABDLC, and what you may or may not have known is Sixth College recently relocated to a new area on campus, the North Torrey Pines Living and Learning Community. Our undergraduate colleges, so UCC is organized into 7 undergraduate colleges, as I shared with you. Each college has its own general education or GE requirements and a course sequence writing program. There are administrative support and academic advising resources in each college. So you'll have access to academic support and resources not only in your college, but also in your academic department. So be sure to visit the website for your college, or once you come to campus, whatever college you're assigned, you can find out where you'll be placed. However, regardless of what college you get assigned to, you can live in ABDLC or Black housing. So things you should know about Sixth College, because if you're going to live there, you will be really ingrained in their culture. At Sixth College, the goal is to prepare students to become effective global citizens who engage creatively and ethically with the complex issues facing the world. So I'm actually a Sixth College graduate. I really love Sixth College. And it was just the theme the college theme is culture, art, and technology. And it was just one where I could really not only learn a lot about UC San Diego, but culture, art, and technology really encouraged a lot of creativity and a lot of connectedness to other people, building cultures, love and appreciation of other cultures. And I really appreciated that as a student at UC San Diego. Some of the traditions within this college, of course, Welcome Week activities, Adelante, Let It Flow, the Winter Game Fest, Concoction, the Chocolate Festival, which is super dope. They have all of these different opportunities to have chocolate this, chocolate that, cakes, and chocolate fountains. Definitely something you shouldn't miss, regardless of where you live or what college you go into. And then, of course, coffee and dine with a professor, which is an opportunity for you to connect with faculty members, get to know them more, and hopefully build relationships that will be useful to you as you're navigating your way through UC San Diego and beyond. What is ABDLC? So the mission of this community is to establish an environment of personal and academic excellence through the affirmation and celebration of Blackness in its various expressions. So this idea took root in 2010 following our students activating on campus and really pushing our campus to be, I think, a more affirming and welcoming place for our Black students. There was a racially motivated event during that time, and our students worked with our administration and pushed them to ensure that our campus could be one where all students, especially our Black students, can thrive on campus. The vision of this learning community is to be a platform that African Black diaspora students can use to exhibit their authenticity and agency. So we really want Black housing to be this environment where Black students can be Black students in whatever way they show up, and whatever that means. And what I talked about earlier was that we are not a homogenous community. We show up in all types of different ways. And we want our students to be encouraged to be yourself and be validated in that. And the ABDLC really focuses on that fact. The community shared goals are cultivating personal development, fostering a sense of belonging for all residents, and advocating for the empowerment of Black students across our campus. More than anything, I think Black housing, or the ABDLC, is an environment where Black students can live together, be themselves, and really support each other through this academic and enriching experience. So North Torrey Pines Living and Learning Neighborhood, as I shared with you all earlier, the ABDLC and Sixth College moved to a new environment or new building. Really exciting, really beautiful area. Unfortunately, because we haven't, a lot of us have been working off campus, I haven't even really been able to walk through, but all of our students are really excited about ABDLC being in this environment from what I understand. Black housing is on the very top floor of one of the tallest buildings in the North Torrey Pines Living and Learning neighborhood. So that comes with an ocean view. So really, really exciting. In addition to the fact that there's 7 buildings, 4 residential buildings in the neighborhood, 2,000 undergraduate student beds, and a 2-story dining hall. So we're definitely going to be excited to welcome you to campus to see this area once our campus is open again. But at this time, we really want you to take advantage of this video that we have. Just a moment, and we can take a look at what ABDLC looks like now. All righty, so hopefully you all were able to see a good amount of our new 6 College neighborhood where the ABDLC Living and Learning Community is housed actually now. What's really exciting is they're planning on bringing some artists in who are going to be able to bring the ABDLC or Black housing community to life. They'll be painting murals that are affirming and indicative of the experiences of the Black community, and it'll really be an encouraging place for our Black students to live. So hopefully, when you choose UC San Diego, you can choose to live in our ABDLC or Black housing community. So community life in the ABDLC, there's 41 resident assistants in 6 College, 5 professional staff members, and approximately 2,000 residents. So one of the really cool and exciting things about our UC San Diego college system is that we have a huge campus with over 30,000 students, but our college system really creates a cozy and smaller environment for our students. So there's only approximately 2,000 residents within this community, which creates a much smaller community where folks can get to know each other better, and learn more about each other. Another thing to note is in addition to the ABDLC, the multicultural living and learning community is also in 6 College. So that is also an opportunity for you. Also note that 2 other living and learning communities that are not in 6 College but are on campus are the Raza living and learning community as well as the LGBT living and learning community. So we're creating these spaces for students to really be able to live within their community and be able to learn and support each other while on campus. One other thing I want to share about ABDLC is that there's programming and community engagement. I told you about Lynette earlier, so she leads a lot of these activities for our student residents. There's one-on-one meetings with each resident, apartment events, building-wide programs, passive education or bulletin boards, weekly our neighborhood socials and educational events, and social media groups. Academic development, career development, EDI or equity, diversity, and inclusion, wellness, and LC related programs. One of the best parts is that Even if this is all overwhelming and this is too much and you have no interest in any of this, you do not have to interact with these programs. One, I think, of the luxuries of our students is that you can opt in to what works for you. If there's something that sounds fun or exciting or enriching to you, you can take part in that. But there's no pressure. We really just want you to have this environment to live in, and let it work for you. Let it be supportive for you in your experience. So if you have any more information or need information about ABDLC or Black housing, we ask that you contact 6 college residential staff, and that is the email there on the screen. We can copy it and add it in the chat so you have access to that. But please feel free to reach out to them, even though applications haven't been or the application period hasn't closed and you're not sure where you're going to go. If that's something that you're wondering about, feel free to reach out to them, ask them any questions that you have, and they'll be excited and happy to connect with you around that. So now we have some time for questions. I don't see any questions in the chat box yet, but please feel free to ask any questions that you have. Andre, if you have anything else that you want to add during this time, please feel free, and then we'll give you all a couple of minutes to ask any questions that you have. All righty, so it looks like we haven't received any questions, and I don't want to hold you all. Oh, well, I think we have a question. I requested 7th college. Is that near 6th? You know what? Where is 7th college? 7th college is where the village is, right?
I think they're, oh, so they moved 7 to the, because so where are they putting that part where 6th is like now? Is that under construction?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, and you know what? Layla or Sienna, do either of you know where 6th college is? In all honesty, I just want to be completely transparent with you all. We've been working off campus since March in response to COVID-19 and the pandemic. So we have been supporting our student community from home and ensuring that they have all of the support and resources that they need. But because of that, we're not as familiar with the changes that have been made on campus. And being completely honest, there have been a lot. Really exciting updates and changes, but yes. It looks like one of our admissions officers said it's in the village. So the village is in the northwest corner of campus. If you just look up like an image of our campus or a map of our campus, you can locate the village. And that is where 7th College is currently located. It's also under construction. So, I mean, and in answer to your question, it's relatively close, but our campus is huge. So it's still a bit of a journey. It's going to be a walk. You will be in the best shape of your life when you come to UC San Diego. I can guarantee that. Other questions? How much does housing usually cost? So unfortunately, we don't have that information here with us today, and I wouldn't want to get you all any incorrect information. If you contact 6th College Res Life, I actually, it looks like it was shared in the chat. Just send them an email. They can get you all information that they have access to at this time. But great question. Any other questions? Okay, great. Well, I'd just like to thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you for attending this workshop or webinar. I hope that the information was helpful to you. I hope that it helps you in making your decision to choose UC San Diego. If you do, we really are excited to get connected with you. There will be a number of opportunities for you to meet us and get connected to our community in the spring once you find out your admission decision. So feel free to reach out to us in the interim at the Black Resource Center. Actually, let me move to the next page because it has our contact information. So you can email us at brc.ucsd.edu or at brc@ucsd.edu or visit our website, which is brc.ucsd.edu. Or you can type in Google Black UCSD and you will find us. One other thing I wanted to share with you all is we are very active on social media. Because we're in this quarantine, we want to make sure that our students have different activities and know what's going on at the Black Resource Center. So you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I don't know how active our TikTok is, to be honest, but Instagram definitely is popping. So we have a number of different activities going on. You can follow our story, and it is one of the best ways to get connected to us at UC San Diego today. And there's also opportunities for you to attend some programs. One of the cool things about us operating virtually right now is all of our programs are also happening virtually. So if there's something that sounds exciting to you, you can definitely reach out and we'll let you know if they're open to people outside of our student community, and we welcome you to attend. So with that, I hope to be connected with all of you at some point in the near future. Definitely reach out if you have any questions or you'd like to get connected with us. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for your time.